Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your man Myron Thomas Sr. Back with another edition of Swear Entertainment. Swear to give you my honest opinion on sports, music, trivia, all kind of good stuff. Uh, been away a little while. Tired, basically just tired. Um, I've been doing a lot of work and trying to get stuff done around the house. Everything goes to just, but there's been some crazy things going on in sports. You about to get hit with a barrage of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to hit you with. Today we're going to talk about the NBA, but in some upcoming videos we're going to talk about football and all kind of other stuff. But today we're talking about the NBA. What's the state of the NBA? Um, I watched. This was like last week, I think it was. I watched the Brooklyn 76ers game, and then right after that, I think it was the Denver Golden State game. And it was after I caught the late game. The Denver Golden State game, I think it was like right before halftime. I caught it, and then I caught the rest of the game. It was a very good game. It was a very good game. Um, and so it ended up being LA Golden State won that game. But because Denver just ran out of gas at the end, they were keeping up with them up until like third quarter, and then they allowed Steph and Clay to kind of like dominate the rest of the game. That's what you had expected. Poole and dang, I forget the guy's name offhand, but they ended up having a pretty good game. And was able to pull away from them in that game. But after the post game, it's Shaq, Rich Eisen, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, stuff like that. They were looking at the play-in tournament and really looking based upon the regular schedules that basically wherever everybody is seated at is where everybody can basically stay, or few teams can move here or there if they hit a major skid or stuff like that, but it was nothing, major. Um, Nothing really major. Um, like I said, the biggest story has been like all year long is the Lakers and this roster that Pelinka and LeBron have put together that has not produced nothing. Right? They have barely been able to put together a string of wins together. At most, I think they won is 2 games back to back, and it's like win two, lose three. You know, lose one, win one. Lose one, win maybe one or two, lose two. It's been that type of season for the Lakers, and it's been disappointing. I remember I made a joke uh, uh, about a month ago and said the Lakers going to trade LeBron James. You know, might as well trade the top player, get top value, and rebuild your team now, and to get, at least to where you can try to build within the next couple of years, so that you can at least start to try to compete. Because keeping this roster at the way that it is not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And this, everybody's been talking about how LeBron has been able to play at this level for 19 seasons and all that type of stuff. Well, fine and good. But it only translates well if you're losing. Get down. I got dog rating the. Get down. Get down. I got dog rating the video. Look at it. Brownie. Say hi, Brownie. Say hi. He just wants to say hi. Come on. Say hi. Not hi to me. Say hi to the people. I got 40 subscribers. Say hi to them. But oh shit. But yeah, I'm gonna let it keep him. But this dog is just, I don't want to put him up. He's just a puppy. He's just a puppy. But no, but it's just, like right now, worst case scenario is that the Lakers hit a major skid and they don't make the playoffs. Down, 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 down. Sit. Um, that's the worst case scenario, is that they don't make the playoffs. But then the best case scenario is they make it in the play-in tournament, and that in the play-in tournament they're actually able to capture the 8th seed, and but then worst case scenario, you play the Phoenix Suns again, who put you out of the first round last year, in which they'll be the heavy favorite to put you out of the first round again. So this is not, it doesn't look good for the Lakers. This season is done. Like I said, even if by like some miracle they are able to make it into the playoffs, that's their best case scenario. Win play-in tournament, 8th seed, and go home. That's their whole best case scenario. Not getting past that first round. But not with this roster. They may win a game or two, maybe, make it and hopefully can make it into an exciting series. Hopefully maybe Anthony Davis may come back and be able to help, but it's crazy to me that in this whole Lakers situation, because everybody always was talking about at the beginning of the season how, that LeBron understands that he's up in age and that he will be taking on more of a supporting role, and that really he's supposed to be passing the torch to Anthony Davis. That it's going to be more of Anthony Davis's team more than LeBron's team. And that's been basically further from the truth this season. It has been clearly it's LeBron's team. It is the roster that LeBron and Pelinka, the general manager, have put together. It has been a sour relationship between LeBron and management right before the trade deadline, because LeBron, all of a sudden, you talk so highly of Russell Westbrook and what all y'all was going to do together before the season, but then you want him to trade him. You want Pelinka to trade him midway through the season for John Wall, and Pelinka said no. No, we're not going to make that trade. We're going to keep the roster we have. We're going to ride this out for the rest of the season and just live with what we got, live with what we did. And the tripped up part about it is, right, that is what grown men do. You accept what you do. You don't keep trying to make it into the situation that you want it to be, and turn around here, you just accept it. Like, hey, LeBron, lick your wounds and turn around here and just be grateful that you're able to still play at at such a level at 19 years in the league. Something that Kobe couldn't do. Actually, we all know because of the internal things going on with the Chicago Bulls, is something that Jordan was not able to do. And granted that LeBron has not had 19 seasons with one team, that even the majority of his time is with Cleveland, with 2 trips to the finals, with yes, a finals win. The 4 years in Miami with 2 finals wins, and then currently right now I think this is what his 4th year with the Lakers with the 1 finals win. Uh, and I always point out that all these individual stats and all this type of stuff, it doesn't matter no more. His legacy takes more of a hit that he's turned around here is that he's really trying to put together a team to try to win another championship, and it's like, for what? I mean, we know you're a great player. We know that you were a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame by year 10. You know what I'm saying? Long time ago. That it's nothing left to prove. There's really nothing left for LeBron James to prove as far as his basketball career. And if he's just hanging around just so he can play with his son, you know what I'm saying? Are you still going to be healthy enough in another 2 or 3 years to be able to do that? Pretty sure much, you know what I'm saying, that you'll be playing, really at that stage in your career that you'll be playing more of a supportive role. But to really, you're hurting your legacy now more than helping your legacy. You're hurting it because, one, right, as it stands right now, you at the beginning of the season, you and Pelinka were both putting together another team that countered what happened last year, right? And actually looks like you got the same results as last year, actually worse than last year than this year. So, it just, all the individual stuff, we know you're a good scorer, all this other stuff, everything else. Like I tell people a lot of times, for him to be like, it's great. You're the first player in NBA history to have 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists. Congratulations. I am very happy, for that. But it's like, I tell people that Jordan, like everybody said, well, why do you still consider, like, everybody asks me, like, what is my top 5? And I tell people that LeBron is in my top 10, most definitely. There's hands down. LeBron is in my top 10, he's not in my top 5. Only because I look at what the accomplishments of a lot of players, what they did early in their careers, what they did in a shorter amount of time compared to what LeBron has done in a longer period of time. Okay? Like for instance, I put Magic Johnson ahead of LeBron James. And they said, why you? I said, well, one, what they said, I said, Magic went to nine finals. One 5. That's over 50%. You know what I'm saying? He was on a team that dominated a decade. You know what I'm saying? That literally was a scary team that dominated for a decade. That when the season started, they were heavily favored to get back to the finals. And more than likely, they did. So, to turn around here to uh, and then I would say um, I put Larry Bird ahead of LeBron. They say, "Oh man, you crazy, man, you crazy." I said, "No, you gotta understand what I'm coming from a mentality basketball situation as far as what this man, could do and where it was like I'm looking at uh, a white guy who could stand toe to toe, right, with any black guy in the NBA. Any one of them stand toe to toe with her. I mean, and would not back down. Larry would turn around here. He would fight and play basketball right in your face. Wouldn't back down. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't back down. And to me, that's a mental. That's a toughness. That's something that means more to me than just turning around here having a whole bunch of long-term stats that that you've been the beneficiary of a very soft and untalented league. Okay, the league now is just becoming to a point where there's a little bit of talent kind of sprinkled around the league a little bit better than what it was before. That LeBron got the good benefit of a good maybe, I would say 5 to 6 years, especially the run in Cleveland. And I always try to say that even though, because really, LeBron's biggest obstacle when he was with Miami was Boston, because Boston was still at that point in time still one of them tough teams to beat. But once it really got to a point where they kind of like Boston had hit their high and they won their championship, it was downhill really for them. They were a tough team, man, but it wasn't the team that really just would give you they were the team that really gave them fits. But by the time, like for instance, when LeBron left Miami to come to Cleveland, Boston wasn't nothing. Probably maybe the closest team that really maybe could give them any type of fits or whatever and everything goes was maybe Toronto, but there was no other team really to really give them any problems in the Eastern Conference. There was really no other team, and it really wasn't that we had like that much of a spectacular team. It was just that no other teams really, had really nobody else that they could really say that we're gonna push you. We're gonna push you to that limit. To that limit. And that's where a lot of argument for me with, and a lot of people want to say, well, wasn't the Bulls that way? I said, yeah, but see, you got to understand that, like, for instance, in 91, 92, 93, right, you had, I'll say the two teams that gave the Bulls the biggest fits in those 3 years, those 3 championship years, was Cleveland and New York. After they put out Detroit in in '91, right after they had won back-to-back championships, Detroit wasn't no problem after that. They basically half their team just disintegrated. You know, they were left with like nobody. You know, then but then you still had a strong New York Knicks team. You had a strong core team in Cleveland and stuff like that. You know, and then when you go into the latter part, you know, and when you have teams like Indiana and still at this point New York and Orlando. Even though we can't say Orlando, because you'll say, well, yeah, they lost to him because Jordan had just came back, but then Jordan, you know, next year he swept them. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Shaq goes to LA. Penny ends up having a lot of injuries. The team basically disintegrates. But it really wasn't. It wasn't like it was a cakewalk through the Eastern Conference. Only for the Bulls was always basically really like the first round was always just a cakewalk. But granted, back then the first round was only 5-game series. You know, it wasn't a 7-game series like how it is today. So, and that was only through because of TV and revenue and all that type of stuff. But now, I mean, right now it looks like, you know, LeBron is just going to basically, he's just hanging around, just padding an already inflated resume that, you know, that really everybody's looking like, okay, that's fine, but it's like, you know, it's for nothing. It's for nothing. You know, it's for nothing. I said, and also it makes the bubble championship looks like nothing. It looks like a gimme because you haven't done nothing after that. Right after that, you get put out the first round, and then you barely go about to make the playoffs this year, right? So, and then if you do, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get put out of the first round again. And so now, it doesn't look no hopeful for you going into next season. Because what? Now you want to trade Russell Westbrook to get somebody else now and all this other stuff and everything else. And now, so now it looks like the Russell Westbrook experiment failed, which we all knew that it would. Right? This is real life basketball. This is not 2K. See, 2K, you know what I'm saying, you can put all them little star players on your team and everybody gets their shots and all that kind of good stuff, and you know, you win and all that type of stuff, and you know, in real life, no, it doesn't work. You don't be the oldest team in the league and you ask guys to turn around here to defend who never ever in their careers had to defend. Russell Westbrook has never been asked to defend. Carmelo Anthony has never been asked to defend. Anthony, and I was like, the point I was really trying to make earlier was that you were supposed to be passing the torch to Anthony Davis, and Magic Johnson got into a whole bunch of trouble trying to get Anthony Davis to LA for you. Because I believe that they had already planned this out for him to go to LA anyway, that Nike had turned around here and talked to him and said, listen, you're saturated in Cleveland for these last years of your career, that we need you to go to a bigger market, and that people were like, listen, we need you to get kind of exposure and credibility in a larger market that that just by just your name alone and being in Cleveland is not going to really put you over that hump. But that if we put you in LA or New York or something like that, then that will help propel you after basketball. And and so that's the reason why that Magic Johnson was trying to get Anthony Davis here at the same time as LeBron James, but Magic violated the league rules that you can't talk to players and agents and all that type of stuff while they're under contract for with another team, especially during the season, and stuff like that. So it ended up being to where he did not know. And that was the first year in LA when he hit the groin injury and the Lakers did not make the playoffs. And everybody, and the sad part about it is that we've always given LeBron the excuse, oh, he was hurt, he really didn't have the team, he didn't have Anthony Davis, and everything goes. But here's the thing that uh, the Bulls made the playoffs every year. Jordan was there. They might not have made it to the finals. They made it to the playoffs. They got put out first round a lot of years. Like I said, it was only a 5-game series. And then a lot of times they're coming in as like the eighth seed, and so they gotta play, Boston and all that type of. I mean, you put 5 Hall of Famers against one. What do you have? The team with 5 Hall of Famers is gonna win all the time. So, of course, and it's just not, and I was like, you're passing the torch to a guy and you wanted this guy. You were thinking, okay, me and this guy together, we're going to do this. But the guy can't stay healthy. The guy can't stay healthy for a whole season. Right? He has to stay healthy a whole season. So, I understand LeBron's philosophy of getting Russell Westbrook and everything else because you're looking at it like, okay, that even though LeBron only has played like a full 82-game season once out of his whole 19-year career, but he was looking at it like at least Russ was supposed to be the guy to give us a break, right? He's supposed to be the guy that can put up numbers so that we can, LeBron can maybe take a game off here and there. Anthony Davis can take a game off here and there. And we're still winning, we're still competing, we're still at the top of the standings and stuff like that. And then everybody can be healthy come playoff time and we make this big run. I know that was part of the plan. Plan no good. Plan no good. Because sad part about it is Russell Westbrook only averages a triple-double when he's the only star on the team. Right? He only averages a triple-double when he turns around here, he can put up 30 to 40 shots up a game. Right? When you have LeBron and stuff like that, you're not going on your team, and Anthony Davis, you're not going to get that many shots up a game. Because you're not going to handle the ball that much of the game. You're going to go from being a point guard to being a 2 guard because of the way the offense is set up, now LeBron is probably going to end up pushing the ball up, controlling the flow of the game. And so now, most of your shots now for Russell Westbrook have to come off the fly and not basically dribbling to the basket and penetrating, trying to get layup. And we already know that Russell Westbrook really is not a very good shooter. He is not a very good shooter. Even though you say, well, he gets triple doubles. Yeah, he gets triple doubles because it's like, for instance, his assists will come mainly, basically, in the third quarter, where everybody now is trying to stop Russ because he's going to the hole and he's getting easy buckets. So now he's able to turn around here and dump off to get easy assists. You know, and get easy assists. He's not really running the offense. He's basically just, you know, kind of just allowing the defense to collapse on him, and he's dishing it off to the easiest teammate to get points. Um, it's not like a Karl Malone, John Stockton type of situation. And I tell everybody, the reason why Karl Malone was number 2 for so long and everything goes is because he had John Stockton. And John Stockton's assists, I mean, it was like his John Stockton's assists and Karl Malone's points go hand in hand. Because of the simple fact that, one, that they ran the pick and roll so well, and Karl Malone was such a good player. I mean, Karl Malone was an excellent player that he could turn around here and that he on top of being strong enough to go straight to the basket, he had some skills to where he could turn around here. He could shoot over you, and he could, so in the pick and roll, Malone had options. He could either take you to the hole, or he could turn around here and he could pull up and hit that jumper in your face. So, but that's not Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a guy who turns around here. He penetrates. Maybe occasionally hits a three-pointer or hits a jumper every now and then, but it's basically his points are all penetration layups and mainly it. And then once teams really get tired and they start doubling him and everything goes, and Russell will catch the slashing guy to the basket, get the easy assist. As far as rebounds, it just, he just stays back there until the ball comes off the rim. But when you got like an Anthony Davis and stuff like that, Anthony Davis and a Dwight Howard and stuff like that, much taller guy on your team, the ball don't come down that low no more. So your rebounds go down. Your assists go down because you're not handling the ball no more. You're not the focal point of the offense, so where you don't get those penetrating points and all that type of stuff, and you don't get that. But all in all, Lakers are done. Actually, I would say, like I said, I enjoyed last year's playoff because the Lakers were not in it, and it looked like I'll be enjoying this year's playoff because the Lakers will not be in it again. They will not probably. Actually, I'm even picking for them not to even make the play. Well, to be in the play-in tournament, but not to make it to the actual top 8. Make it into that 8th seed to make it into the playoffs. That's what I'm picking. Even though right now it's standing there, plays the Pelicans, and it's just a one game, but you never know what team is going to show up for the Lakers. You never know what team is going to show up. They don't. But other than that, in the Eastern Conference, there's been basically. We're gonna switch to the Eastern Conference for a little bit. Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be in the playoffs this year. Go Cavs. That right now they're at number 6, holding strong. They were up to number 4, but with the resurgence of Boston, Sixers, and all those actually making a quick push. And I think the All-Star break being here in Cleveland was a little bit much for a lot of them young guys. I think a lot of it went to their heads, and they forgot how to play. And that the season's not over with. You got to play harder now that you get into them top spots. And no, but it looks like they will make the playoffs this year at the 6th seed. And well, I would say, and I was telling another guy, look out for them. They could be one of them teams that next year, you look up and be like, hold on. Cleveland and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference fighting, so some crazy mess like that. I had to really study the bracket to see if it would actually, something like that would actually happen. But Cavaliers have a potential of at least upsetting somebody in the first round and getting into the second round easy getting into that second round. And actually even upset somebody again and get into like I said, the Eastern Conference Finals. Who knows? Might happen. But other than that, that's what's really been going on in the NBA. That's my take on it. But right now, hey, to all my new subscribers, thank you. Anybody like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll be back at y'all again. I'm about to come at y'all with a whole bunch of stuff here really soon. Sorry for the hiatus. But believe me, I'm back and I'm coming back strong. All right, to everybody else out there, y'all have a great day. Peace.